All right, we're continuing our conversation with Percy Mosley, and he is the TGMC Director of Protective Services and Region 3 Regional Coordinator. Percy, let's talk about critical care patients. We just talked about them in the emergency rooms and all, but critical care patients, how would they be evacuated?
In the event that we do have to evacuate, once the storm gets into the Gulf, we start monitoring that storm. If it look like if deemed that it's going to be a rough storm, we're monitoring it very closely. We try to get as many patients out the hospital as possible. We would like to move them by ground, our critical patients, move them first. Critical patients and babies. You know, we like to get them out of the hospital first,
right.
Okay? And we move them by ground. In the event that we do need assistance by medical assistance by air, we have the MIEP, the Medical Institute of Flying, which is the federal unit, okay?
Right.
Where we bring them in, they land C-130 here at the home air base, and assist us in moving patients out of harm's way. But that is strictly in emergency. That's the last effort thing. We would like to get our critical patients out by ground early.
How many times have I been on the air for a hurricane and callers call up and say, we're trying to get into Terrebonne General, but we can't get in, and it's a shelter. Is it a shelter?
Terrebonne General is not a shelter.
Okay.
The thing here is, if to get the call to evacuate, please leave, okay? Terrebonne General is a medical institute. We're not a shelter. The thing here is, what happens here, a lot of people want to stay behind and then, well, it's not going to hit me. It's not going to be that bad,
right.
Okay? And at the last minute, now all of a sudden we want to get to the hospital. And the thing here is, if they have sick people, okay, in their family, they need to get those people out of harm's way as quick as possible, because a lot of them want to stay behind and say, I want to stay close to the hospital. Wherever they're going to evacuate to, have a hospital. Right. So if they move their family quick enough and soon enough, let's get their families taken care of. Don't stay behind, because we have people here that we keep back at the hospital. Even if we do have patients here, we allow, we have employees here that we have to house. For one, physicians we have to house. And we allow one family member per patient.
Okay.
If we have patients in the hospital, only one family member per patient. So everybody else, we ask them to leave as soon as possible.
All right, very good. I'm glad you gave me that answer, because I've always wondered about it. If a hurricane is coming and is forecasted to make landfall in Terrebonne Parish, what procedures do you start going through?
Okay, we start, like I say, we start monitoring the minute it hit the Gulf. We start monitoring the hurricane, okay? And we have our phases out there that we start moving stuff forward. The one thing here is, like I say, the first thing we want to do is evacuate our critical patients and our babies. I'll get them out of harm's way, and then we start moving to the inner core of the hospital. If we can, we have an executive staff committee that everybody get together with, and we meet hourly. Okay, what the storm is doing, where we at right here, where nursing is getting the patients together, what patients that can evacuate along with the physicians, what patients can evacuate so they can move with their family and get out of harm's way, just the same. And then we're moving on, we're getting our communication in place, we're getting our diesel fuel, everything lined up, moving everything close to where we need it at.
What measures should individuals take if in preparation for a storm? And I want to bring up, I think we have a graphics page on this one to bring up, but individuals in preparation, explain that a little bit.
Well, the one thing anybody needs to do before, okay, they need to bring cash, okay? You need to bring cash, traveler's checks, and our credit cards. You know, a lot of places out of town take all that stuff. You need quarters, you know, because if you get out of way, if you get out of town and everything like that, if you need to wash clothes and everything like that, you need that. Leave phone numbers. If you have somebody around, let somebody know where you're going. Give them your phone numbers. This is a process that should have started with those individuals in January also. The one thing they want to do is get important papers together, house papers, anything that you need that you can put that you have in a file box or whatever. Take it with you, okay, in case you don't come back and you lose all that. Social Security number, anything, you know, cell phone numbers, give it to as many people as you can and get it out there.
Yeah, I see, you know, computerized copies of all any paper. I guess we should say any paper that if you lose everything over here that you can go back to and get what you need to survive.
Exactly. Pictures that you have, you know,
That's a good point.
you know, pictures that you have on the wall that is sentimental to you. Get all that, put that together, get it in a box, take out top of one of those big boxes, put that away now. Okay, if you have to go, bring that with you. Okay, anything that's sentimental to you, but anything of emergency needs. Okay, so because you're gonna need your document. Bring your prescriptions with you, because wherever you may go, you're gonna find a pharmacy close by. Bring your physician's name and information from your physician. If you can't get a pharmacy close by, your physician can call in a prescription for you wherever you're at. You don't want to bring too much medication with you just the same, because you still have people out there that's looking, to hurt people just the same. So you don't want to bring too much medication, but bring your prescription and be able to reach out to other pharmacists in the area.
Yeah, I remember for Gustav, I gave my hard drive to my family, told them take it away. And they had to stay away so long, almost never got it back.
That's right.
But it was good to do.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing that people they don't realize, because they're waiting until the last minute to get out. Okay, they're waiting till the 11th hour, and at that time, you just getting family, kids, and whatever. Same thing with animals. Now is the time for them to start checking with hospitals, not hospitals. I'm sorry, hotels away from here that receive animals. Some do, some don't. Okay, so if you can take a small animal with you to your hotel and bring that puppy with you, that's fine, or cat or whatever you may have. But start finding that place now, and that's a process that also should have started January up to now. Okay, now it's time to play ball.
Now's the time.
Yeah,
you're right.
You know what I mean. So
now let me ask you this, in final question. You've been very, very helpful. Estimated evacuation time. And I know you've been in law enforcement for a long time. Somebody leaving their house, how long do they have to account for?
Well, if they're leaving, you better look at least, to go anywhere, you're looking at least 4 hours. At least 4 hours to get out of harm's way. Because you're going to hit the traffic, you're going to hit everything. So at least 4 hours to get out.
So don't think you're going to leave here and be in New Orleans in 45 minutes or an hour.
Plan to be coming through New Orleans in 3.5 hours. And the same thing, we tell our people the one thing here is, if the call come to leave, okay? If you have to come back to work and be ready to come back to work, be ready to come back to work when time to come back to work. You don't want to rush. We don't want people to leave today, the storm pass at 5 o'clock, and all of a sudden everybody want to come back into town at 8 o'clock tonight. The one thing, like I was telling, the one thing in the hospital, there is, the storm may pass. We may have trees down, power lines down, and a lot of people in this area have cyclone fence. Okay, so if we have a power line down on a fence and it's energized, we don't know that. You may get home and everything is fine.
That's right.
Okay, but that power line may be down on your house a mile away.
And that fence is electrical.
Exactly. So it's energized. So the biggest thing is, before they enter the place, before they come back home, contact the local police, sheriff's office, power company. They're here, and they're here to assist you. But we don't want them to come back in too quick, and now we wind up working with that again. You see, and that's what happened, last time with Gustav. A lot of people come back in quick. They was ready to get back in. Okay, so people coming back in, a lot of them come in, have no power, no water, no gas. So now we didn't have shelters open. We had to get them open.
Right.
Okay, and and that's,
You better like the person you're with, because you might not be able to shower for a while.
That's right.
Percy, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Martin.
All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to the kitchen. So don't go away. The Canada's Kitchen right after this.